What? It was either these or the chili dog. When was the last time you saw somebody eat these little bastards? Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Pragmatic Addict here. So I just got done watching Sonic 2. I know, I sound hype. Oh my gosh, dude, I feel like such a dick. I trashed this movie so much upon release. I'm like, well, Sonic was, it was alright, and it's a sequel to Sonic, and it's like 2 hours. We'll wait. And I saw this movie, and oh my god, dude, it's actually quite fun. And not just for Jim Carrey, though, in saying that, Jim Carrey, please never retire. Oh my god. I'm just gonna get out of the gate with it. This movie was actually pretty fucking fun. So this should be more or less a pretty quick video.
Gotta go fast.
With Sonic 2, so his owner and his wife are out on vacation for a couple days to a wedding. And while he's home, Robotnik comes back to Earth. And while he comes back to Earth, he brings a little minion, which is Knuckles, although he's not that little, he's kind of a fucking beast. And Tails comes from another galaxy and recruits Sonic. So Sonic and Tails are on this team against Robotnik and Knuckles, and how that all clashes together and why and where it all unfolds is a lot of fucking fun, and I'm not going to spoil it. But yes, that is pretty much the plot. It's pretty basic, and I'm not going to talk too much about the movie itself, but more so what I really liked about it. There's a lot of references in this movie, a lot of Easter eggs to both the memes of Sonic and the video games, the levels. Specifically, which I'm so blessed to see, was Sonic Adventure. So Sonic Adventure was the video game that I grew up playing. It was easily the #1 video game of my childhood. I watched my dad play it. I played it. Me and my sisters played it. I even got the director's cut on GameCube when it came out. I have a lot of history with Sonic Adventure. And this movie, I was baffled by how many Easter eggs were toward that specific game. And I was holding so tightly to my armrest because I knew these things when they popped up of like, and I couldn't say these things. Yes, there's a lot of references to the video game, especially Sonic Adventure. There's a lot of references to the memes, with Knuckles, the way, and yes, Sonic is eating plenty of chili dogs throughout this movie, but this movie was very different from the first Sonic in weird ways, because in some ways I feel like the first Sonic is a more well-structured overall Sonic film, but the second one is really the Sonic film for the Sonic fans. I mean, the first Sonic was just like, hey, it's a Sonic movie, here you go. And we got to explore, Sonic's origins and him adapting to life on Earth. Or this one, we've gotten well into his lore, that's all done. Him and Robotnik have already met and fought, that's all done. And now we get more characters, and now Sonic has to up his game, and he's got more tools now. And just this was a sequel that I was really expecting to just be your basic, not only video game sequel, but your basic Sonic sequel to a decent Sonic movie. And it was so much more than that. But that's just the overall kind of play about how I feel about this movie. There are some nitpicks that I have with this movie, not as many, but there are some nitpicks. And this is a 2-hour movie. It's a little bit over 2 hours, so it is a pretty lengthy film, but because there's so much depth that they got to work with, unlike the first, there's so much more characters now and so much more story structure. They actually had a lot more tools to use. But in saying that, a lot of the first half is kind of like the weakest to me, which is like, these people are going on a wedding, and then, this whole thing kind of falls into place while Sonic is back home doing Sonic bullshit to just kind of fill the time until the movie actually starts to get going. So that was a big nitpick of mine, and that's the very important thing, is like the first act is always an extremely important part of the movie. That's what's going to gain people. If they're not in within those 15, 20 minutes, people aren't going to be invested. But because I saw this in the theater and I paid that much for the ticket, I'm not going to leave. And I'm glad I stuck through it, because it actually, once it really starts get going, again, this really does become a Sonic movie for the Sonic fans. And no, I'm not going to skip over Jim Carrey. Come on, guys. What? No. Jim Carrey is back to, how people loved him for his role in Robotnik. People were saying that in the first Sonic. It was like his return to form. It was like classic Jim Carrey. I think he ups that a lot in this one. I think because of that reception for that part, I think that he actually builds on that a lot in this one, especially, again, considering that the story arc gives him more to use, and the film is more lengthy and more invested and more actually detailed and involved overall. But in conclusion, this movie was so much better than I thought it would be. And in saying that, I think that this is a Sonic film that people, that I feel like this is more the Sonic film than the first Sonic film. And I'm just gonna tell you right now, guys, like, don't hold this to me, but I might actually see this a second time and do not so much a spoiler video, but more of like things you miss and digging out the different Easter eggs and references to the video games that I catch. And yeah, okay, probably we'll talk about that post-credit scene. There is one, and oh man, when this thing happened, I swear to God, I was sitting in the chair, and me and this like 7-year-old kid next to me, both at the same time, were like, and looked at each other, and everyone in the theater was like, the fuck, these guys? It was just bliss, dude. It was just, my childhood just shot back into my eyes, dude. And as a Sonic Adventure, as a kid who grew up with Sonic Adventure, you guys don't know really how dear I hold that to myself. I mean, again, this is like, if there was that, like, you know, as gamers, we have that one video game that we grew up with as kids that we can recall. What was the first video game you remember? What was the first video game you remember playing or really getting adapted to? It was Sonic, man. Ever since that game, you know, yes, I played all the other Sonic games, but there's never been a Sonic game quite like that. And it has gained this cult following where people have asked for remasters of hope for a Sonic Adventure 3. And I was so happy to see how much I actually caught of that specific game in here. Now, again, there was probably more to, you know, the Sonic lore in general. I mean, the movie was actually originally going to be called Emerald Hill, which is a level based off of Sonic Adventure, or not Sonic Adventure, the first Sonic the Hedgehog 2 game, and they actually changed it to, well, just Sonic the Hedgehog 2. But what it comes down to is that this was a really well done sequel, and I think that in some ways it's debatably better than the first, more or less. Again, I think that as a whole, the first might be a little bit easier to really just kind of sit down and watch a Sonic movie for what it is, but as for a movie for genuine Sonic fans, this is it. This is the one that we were waiting for, and I think that it's going to get a whole lot more rowdy as it goes on. So overall, guys, I think I'm going to give Sonic the Hedgehog 2 at least a solid 5.7 out of 10. So yeah, this film, it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I was expecting to give this like a solid fucking 4, and yeah, while it wasn't, you know, anything that actually blew me away as a Sonic fan, I was really invested in this, and I was, you know, sometimes it was more so just like, you know, trying to catch the different things I did throughout this movie, but I think as a whole, you know, as a Sonic adventure action film, it really goes all the way out, and it really goes all out with what it can do and what it can give to fans. So yes, guys, that's going to do it for my Sonic the Hedgehog 2 review. I hope that you do see this movie, especially if you're not even Sonic fans, but if you're, again, if you grew up with the video game Sonic Adventure, this is just going to be bliss in a nutshell, dude. Mwah. But yes, guys, that is going to do it for my video on Sonic the Hedgehog 2. My next one may or may not be Ambulance. It might actually be the newest Shudder original, Night's End, because I do want to check that one out at some point, but I will be getting to both of those movies eventually. But yes, guys, that's going to do it for this review. Let me know what you guys thought about Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Let me know if you guys caught as many of the hints that I did. I'm actually really considering doing this second piece video to this movie. But yes, guys, that's going to conclude it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.